After working in the manufacturing industry for 20 years, Mr. Nakamura has been a full-time lecturer at JMA for 27 years, helping companies improve their technology. During this time, he felt a sense of crisis when he saw the book Limits to Growth, published by the Romer Club, and together with 10 companies that are advanced in this field, he compiled a method of promoting environmental friendliness from the product development stage in a cross-industry format, presented it to the industrial world, and will introduce the content that has already been widely used. As shown in this figure, in the 1970s, industrial production, which had made huge progress on a limited Earth and ignored the environment, entered a stage where various pollution problems required a rapid review. At that time, the Romer Club used computer simulations, which had finally become possible at the time, to analyze the limited Earth's condition and scientifically demonstrated the condition we see today. As a result, many people began to take measures. However, when the Romer Club analyzed it again in the 1990s, various problems were progressing beyond the limits. We are now facing the problem of global warming, just as warned. At the same time, we must do everything we can to take immediate measures. In the early 1990s, the Japanese government proposed the 3 rupees for products manufactured in factories. The 3 rupees are reduce, reuse and recycle, but as a result of our study group, which is enthusiastic about recycling measures and is promoting advanced measures in this area, in practice, we have come up with the 8 rupees shown in the figure and have advanced specific measures for each R. In addition to the cutting-edge measures that have been made public, we have added patent research, various analyses in the technology map, and ideas from each company's technology and know-how, and have presented methods that can be used in practice in the industry, as well as introducing case studies implemented by each company, which have been made public to the industry. The details of this are described in the book currently being introduced, but from now on, I will be giving examples of the main points from the book. For the 8 rupees mentioned earlier, our Patent and Recycling Measures Research Group has created an evaluation methodology to evaluate the effectiveness of various technologies, measures, and ideas for each measure target. The whole method is shown in this diagram. Now that we are in an era of rapid advances in IT and other areas, the first important point is to apply measures that can be used to respond to customer needs by softening products that were previously manufactured using materials and replacing them with manufacturing. From then on, for products that absolutely need to be commercialized, we will proceed with measures such as miniaturization and long life, and when these measures reach their limit, we will thoroughly implement measures to increase the recyclability of used products. In this way, the measures to minimize waste and CO2 emissions and the measures to evaluate them are shown in this diagram. Applying the above evaluation, the Kindle books introduced here are equivalent to software solutions. I show the situation in this diagram. In the past, books were published through a publisher, and handwritten manuscripts were exchanged with the publisher many times before they were finally published. However, with the evolution of IT, electronic books have now become common. In essence, book publishing was a tool for obtaining information, but with this method, paper books are no longer necessary. Furthermore, it is also possible to call up and watch videos, which is difficult even with electronic books. Around the turn of the millennium, labor costs in developing Asian countries were 1/30 of those in Japan. For this reason, the transfer of production to Asian countries in search of cheaper labor costs, especially in the assembly industry, progressed significantly. At that time, Mr. Suzuki, the president of Suzuki at the time, requested the company's project team to produce the motorcycle shown in the figure above. The initial goal was to produce motorcycles at 1/3 the selling price of current motorcycles. However, while everyone thought it's impossible to manufacture a product with the same functions, It was realized through the process shown in the figure. This case was about maintaining domestic production, but from the perspective of the global environmental burden, it was one of the examples of significant improvements being made in this area as well. The two previous examples of measures are called VE measures in the improvement method, and they soften existing products. In addition, measures to reduce prices by making products smaller while also increasing customer needs are also targets that should be greatly promoted in the future in terms of global environmental measures. After such measures, the products that should be commercialized will inevitably take the form shown in the figure, but the starting point of recycling measures is the issue of how to transport used products to recycling plants etc. efficiently and with minimal environmental impact. This table evaluates the ease of recycling. For a detailed evaluation and examples, please refer to the Kindle book currently being introduced. The book provides a detailed introduction to the ease of recycling of cameras with lens attachments. Currently, it is common to take and play back photos with smartphones, but in the case of this camera, customers always brought it to the store to obtain the photos, so it was highly recyclable. Furthermore, Fuji Photofilm, which manufactured this camera, thoroughly pursued ease of disassembly in terms of design, and used a reverse production method that is a model for other products, disassembling the camera and reusing used materials. As mentioned in the previous commentary, when used products are brought into the factory, the 8R measures introduced this time require that the materials and parts be disassembled first. Examples of ease of disassembly and their structure, as well as various innovations and improvements made from the new product stage, are given in the book as examples of Hitachi's home appliances and NEC's PCs by members of the Patent and Recycling Measures Study Group, and the evaluation of the merits and demerits of such measures and the ease of obtaining ideas are introduced in detail in the book, including the process of analyzing them using patent maps like this one. Microplastics are currently a major problem in the world's oceans, and this map analyzes the ease of recycling plastics. When plastic and metal products are designed with ease of disassembly in mind, the reusability of the disassembled parts increases. For this type of evaluation, please refer to the evaluation techniques for ease of disassembly and examples of countermeasures described in this article. However, for items that are not easy to disassemble, it is necessary to use mechanical, thermal, or chemical processing to separate the materials. Therefore, we decided to use this destructibility evaluation for such countermeasures. The collected and decomposed materials will be reused by dissolving, chemically processing, and other processing techniques, and will then be used as recycled materials. Therefore, in order to evaluate and reduce the ease of this process and its impact on the global environment, we have compiled information such as evaluation tables and case studies and created by this study group. What I have introduced so far is an extremely important measure to combat global warming, and it is urgent that it be implemented. In addition, as shown in this figure, I believe that if readers are aware that this measure is currently a huge business opportunity, it will be useful for those who are interested in this measure. For example, in Japan, the selling price of rice increased sharply in 2025. For this reason, the government encouraged increased production. In addition, although most rice cultivation in Japan is done on paddy fields, if the period during which paddy fields are used is reduced, there are cases where credits are made under a system called J-credit, which contributes to reducing methane gas emissions, even in the rice cultivation society. Thank you very much for watching the introduction to this Kindle book. The above explanation is the gist of this picture book. You can also get it at this URL. Amazon Prime members can watch it for free.